Hello to each and every lovely smiling face out there. Today we're going to be taking a look at something that happened over the weekend, and to be honest with you, I found it absolutely hilarious because obviously everyone knows now that the Looney Tunes character Pepe Le Pew has been cancelled because the woke mob, they do not like him because they think that he is some kind of deviant, the person who goes around, says no doesn't really mean no, that type of person, that type of, well, not even a person, he's a character, he's a cartoon. And anyway, moving on from that, we have seen that, obviously, he was let go, and we saw these. Pepe Le Pew wasn't going to be in Space Jam 2, which got a lot of people upset because he was in the original, he was the skunk, and obviously he kissed the ball into the net, which was just brilliant. It's still hilarious to this day. But as you saw by the front of, all these things, he's gone, we gotta get rid of him, this is nothing new, he's a bad character and all this kind of stuff. Well, Space Jam 2, Warner Brothers and LeBron James have been called out now by the woke mob. Because it seems to be that Pepe Le Pew is a bad thing to have. But the characters from A Clockwork Orange seem to be fine. Yeah, that threw a lot of people off, myself included, because I found it funny. I couldn't stop laughing. Because I was like, right, they got rid of a skunk who kisses a woman's arm, but, get rid of him. But you can keep the people in who actually participate in that horrible thing that people do. And they thought it was fine. So this was the one from Deadline where, Pepe Le Pew won't be appearing in Warner Bros. Space Jam sequel. Goes on saying that, he's starting the first one and not showing up in the theatrical sequel, with the Looney Tunes French skunk besieged by controversy in the wake of New York Times columnist Charles Emblow slamming the cartoon character added to this culture. It's kind of sad that that thing is an actual culture. It's like, no, it's not a culture. It's a crime. It's not culture. Someone who adds culture onto something like that is like, come on, no. But it goes on, Deadline has learned that a hybrid live-action animation scene between Jane the Virgin actress and Pepe Le Pew, shot back in June of 2019 for Space Jam 2, is being left on the floor. Why are we talking about this? Because obviously, as you can see from up here, the internet is confused by the A Clockwork Orange cameo in Space Jam: A New Legacy. It's actually on quite a few different websites as well. If you put it into Google, Space Jam 2 Droogs, you got all of these. Why are the Droogs there? Serves up a bit of the old Ultra This by way of the Droogs. Internet is confused. Space Jam 2 faces backlash. Pop culture, Space Jam 2 called out for using them. But then, it's only The Hollywood Reporter and Screen Rant by there. Space Jam 2 delights fans with robust world of Warner Brothers characters. And it even says there, from Miss Pennywise to the Flying Monkeys, from the Wizard of Oz to the Droogs in A Clockwork Orange. What? So, but again, no, Hollywood Reporter, we know the type of people who work there. But as it goes on in this one here, which is Esquire, they do say they did it, they actually did it. The Space Jam: A New Legacy plot rumours from a few months ago that LeBron James going from Warner Brothers multiverse, going through it all, are true. You had the first drop, first trailers going out, everything else. Then there's Yogi Bear. But then the Droogs from Stanley Kubrick's 1971 film A Clockwork Orange are there cheering on the sidelines. Hold on a second. What? If you've seen A Clockwork Orange or read the novel of the same name, you might be kind of surprised and confused to see the Droogs hanging out in this family movie. The story centers around a guy named Alex who runs along committing horrific crimes with his crew, whom he affectionately calls his Droogs. Early on in the film, there's a graphic scene where Alex breaks into the man's home and does this to his wife. The rest of the film centers around an attempted rehabilitation program for this. Again, A Clockwork Orange is actually rated X when it came out in the 70s. Here in the UK, Stanley Kubrick actually removed it himself from being distributed and shown in theatres. It wasn't released on video DVD until the late 90s here in the UK, because supposedly people were going around copying it. Well, you got them, but you can have them in a children's film, but you can't have Pepe Le Pew. Oh no, that's just absolutely terrible. But then you had tons of people on Twitter, coming into it. You had somebody here. The upcoming Space Jam being set in a world populated by every single Warner Brothers brand, resulting in the Clockwork Orange gang watching the Looney Tunes play ball while Pepe Le Pew was removed from the movie for being a deviant, is the funniest cinematic nonsense right now. You got another one, Wolf Scream. So, Pepe Le Pew was excised from being in Space Jam 2, but the Droogs from A Clockwork Orange are courtside. Warner Brothers, are you all high? Someone else. It's admittedly funny that Pepe isn't in Space Jam, yet the Clockwork Orange people are, but the difference is that they're the bad guys in the Clockwork Orange, and Pepe was not the bad guys in Looney Tunes. Also, they're probably in the background for like 10 seconds. Still doesn't matter. It's really funny that Warner Brothers just wanted to throw in a bunch of cinematic properties in this new Space Jam, like who thought it was a good idea to put Game of Thrones and the Clockwork Orange characters in a cartoon movie about basketball. You even got Alex Winter, which is actually really funny. Alex Winter is obviously from Bill and Ted. Look forward to the Red Band trailer of a Space Jam with the Droogs beating Twinny Bird to a pulp and Redmond Barry blowing Elmer Fudd's head off in a duel. Yep. Nathan Rabin, again, certainly don't know who that is. Space Jam 2, the Droogs will bring the kids in droves, I suppose, but ultimately, who knows? And it going on, the biggest crime is that clearly nobody at Warner Brothers working on Space Jam 2 has seen A Clockwork Orange. If they had, obviously the Droogs weren't in the trailer or the movie. They just look at the list of owned properties and check some boxes, which is 100% correct, and I actually think that is exactly what's happened. But, as I was saying, there's so many things in this trailer. Like you got Game of Thrones, you got Clockwork Orange, like we just said, you got them there, you even got them together, But then, it's like the story of A Clockwork Orange is absolutely terrible, It's everything that goes on in A Clockwork Orange, everything that they do, it's just like, right, okay, you thought that was a good idea to put that in a children's movie, but you got rid of an animated skunk because he kissed a woman's arm. Is that true? Because he hasn't actually done anything else. That's all he does. Oui, my mademoiselle. He does all that. That's exactly what he does. But no, he's too bad for kids. But it's okay to put X-rated criminals into the movie because that is totally fine. Warner Brothers thinks that's fine. But that just goes to show as well the type of people who are working at Warner Brothers. They seem to actually allow people who are like that get on it. But again, no, they've been called out for this and they haven't actually responded. So it wouldn't surprise me if come to the future when the film is actually released, they may not be in it. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.